Welcome back to Mornings on 2 and Dollars and Cents. Caring for aging parents, a spouse, worrying about affording long-term care as we get older. Those are all concerns all of us will likely face at some point. Joining us now to talk about affording long-term care, local financial advisor and insurance specialist, Jason Matthews. Thank you so much for joining us. Such a good topic that you brought to our attention, because I know so many people who are kind of working through this right now, especially with parents, and we kind of think, oh, we can count on Medicare to take care of us when we get to be 65 and older, or our family members are. It's not really the case, right?
Correct. So Medicare is great for your health insurance, but not for your long-term care. Those are two different things, and I think oftentimes people are confused. What long-term care is covering you for your active daily living, walking, bathing, dressing, toileting. If you have cognitive, you haven't been needing that care that you need. That's what people oftentimes forget.
Yeah, so the Medicare is going to cover your doctor's appointments and your maybe minimal health problems or things that come up. Talk about that long-term care, because I personally know people, you know, they're elderly, they're aging parents, want to stay in their homes. They don't want to go into assisted care, and that means round the clock, and not all of us can just be there for our parents. So that they're going through thousands of dollars a month.
It's thousands. It's very expensive. So they actually say 70% of all long-term care claims are actually inside the home. So most people have those cares inside the home. So what you have to do, and when you consider that, is our parents getting older, we're getting older. We have more aches and pains ourselves. So we might not be able to lift up for our parents or want to manage them 24/7. Right. So the key for any financial plan, or I say any retirement plan, to be complete, is have a long-term care plan. If I get sick, who is going to take care of me, and how I'm going to pay for that cost for them? I think that's one reason why we have a huge gender gap in this country, because oftentimes it's the daughters or the daughter-in-laws who really take care of the elderly and our older parents.
Yes, speaking personally from personal experience, yes, the daughters usually are the ones that step up. So how do we prepare for that? I mean, is there long-term insurance available that we can take out, policies? How do we afford that?
Yes, great question. So starting at the age of 50, when you start looking at your retirement plan, you should start looking at getting long-term care insurance. The reason why you want to start at 50 is the denial rate after the age of 65 just to get long-term care insurance is over 50%, because we start having some ailments, insurance companies don't want to carry us, and so we want to look at some long-term care for it. Now, compared to it in the past, there's now 3 different types of long-term care. There's one, the traditional long-term care. You pay those premiums and that's it. The second, what they call asset-based, where you give a lump sum to an insurance company and they'll give you 2 to 3 times how much ever cash you give and long-term care benefits. And the third way is with life insurance with the long-term care benefit, where you pay a little bit more onto your life insurance, and instead of using the benefits just for death benefit, you can use it if you ever need long-term care help as well.
Okay, so 2 quick questions before you go. Do we contact our current insurance provider for that, and how much can it cost?
So it really depends. So it really depends on how much care you need. Oftentimes you probably want to supplement it compared to what other assets you do have, because it can be very, very expensive.
Right.
So if you're doing lump sums, it could be in hundreds of thousands. You might just give to an insurance company $100,000, $200,000 for it, because the average, if you go to a facility, that is $20,000 a month on average here in the Bay Area, which is highly expensive. But you should be looking in your 50s, you're probably going to spend about $300, $400 a month, but as you get older, it's going to be a lot more expensive.
Okay, so about $300 a month now to pay for future care and expenses. Okay. Jason Matthews, thank you for helping us think about this and prepare for that. Always good to get that information.
Definitely.